Hey, you guys, how's things? I got new rings. My son Adrian um, made some rings. They're stainless steel. They're kind of cool, huh? Like, got this little spirally one, this little sort of spirally one, and then this one. It's more like it's like a cuff. Um, yeah, he made a whole bunch of them at work, and I told him he should open an Etsy shop, and and that I would help him promote his rings. So anyway, just thought maybe somebody would notice I was wearing rings and I wanted you to know where they came from. Okay, so I have become completely addicted to making pockets. Uh, everybody loves making pockets with book pages, right? I mean, it's just a great way to use book pages, and everybody needs pockets. Inspired by my good friend Karla, and her inspiration from Joey DeFee. I don't know if that's how you say her name, but these little pockets that Karla saw on Joey's channel, and she recently did a video showing how she makes them, and they're basically like this. Okay, so it's like a pocket here, and a pocket here, and then the other side, it's the same thing. Okay, so this is like the basic idea. I love this. I wanted to make some smaller ones. I also wanted to make some that would fit into my Reader's Digest journals that I'm working on, but I wanted them to be not just like a clip-in thing, or even I wanted to make them like pages in the journals. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And Karla had a way that she did it where she turned it sideways, and I think she did like 2 of these and then hooked them together somehow. I don't remember. But I just kind of played around with that and came up with this little thing, which I'm sure lots of people have done this. I just, I don't know who, so I can't give credit, but basically I just did a full page, like a full, I'll show you how I made it, but I like how this turned out because it uses, you can use thinner book pages, like pages that aren't necessarily really durable, because you sort of double them up, but it's still thin so that it doesn't take up too much space in your journal. You know what I mean? Anyway, and then you get lots of pockets. So you get like one here, this one, here, here. I mean, it's like 10 pockets. So super cool. And I made a bunch of them, and these will fit into the Reader's Digest journal signatures. I kind of wanted to use like a bunch of different book pages from different books, and I did a couple different ways. Like I folded down the that second little pocket there on some of them. This one's kind of thick, but and just use different types of book pages to make those. This is another one. I think, yeah, this one is made the same way, but I folded all of them going different directions, so mine aren't square at the top. It's just a little bit different, but I think they're really cool. So, and this one is actually made a different way. I'll show you how I did this one also. But I don't know, this was one of my prototypes, and I do like the way this one came out. So anyway, I'll show you guys how I did those, but I want to make some smaller ones too. So that could be used as little like clip in, you know, just to clip in with a paper clip. This one is basically the same as this, but it's a little bit, I don't know, it's just slightly different. Anyway, it's just really fun playing around with book pages to see how many different ways you can make pocket pages. Okay, so that's really my goal, is to make pocket pages. So this is a couple other ones that I did, just, you know, just screwing around, playing around. And obviously, you know, I could have done some stitching with the sewing machine on these too. So this one has like an extra pocket, so it's got this center. Should probably put a notch on this, or maybe attach like a tab to make it easier to open. So one here, there's a pocket here, and a pocket here on both sides. Lots of pockets. Anywho, so I will show you how I did the pocket pages that are very similar to the Joey DeFee and the ones that Karla was making. Just because they're just a little different, you know. Anyway, it's always weird when you make a video showing people how to do things that another YouTuber already showed people how to do. So makes things a little bit like political, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I just was excited because I've got so many book pages. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so then I kind of hoard my typing textbooks because, well, they're typing books and I love them, and I do hoard them. But they're neat because they're you know, the pages are this way, and they're, you know, they're formatted differently. So they're actually kind of cool to use as pocket pages. So I just took this. I'll show you how I did that too, but well, real quickly. So I basically just where the pages are connected at the center, at the spine, I just took that and folded it, about an inch or so from the edge, and then took this page, folded it in, so it's about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch from that fold, and then I folded it over on the very edge there and glued it down, and then actually did a row of stitching. And now and I did that on both sides. Okay, so it's just like an open page here, but then there's 2 pockets on this side. So this is going to get stitched. So I'll stitch this, the top and the bottom, and then I'll have a pocket here and a pocket here. So anyways, so I made a whole bunch of those to use in the Reader's Digest also. But let's look at some of these smaller pages. Oh, and also tons of Reader's Digest book pages, right? So I'd like to use up some of these, and I want to do like some other types of tags and things like that made with book pages. So I thought it would be fun to just kind of make up a whole bunch of smaller little pockets like this that I could just, like I said, just clip into journals. So, and you know, this would be super easy to do even if you don't have a sewing machine. Anything that, I mean, really most of the stuff that you would do with a sewing machine, you can do just with glue, right? And then I kind of wondered what it would look like, and it saves time too. But to just do like faux stitching along some of your edges, you know. I mean, if you don't have a sewing machine, that's a really good way to just get the look of, you know, stitching. So I made a bunch of these. Well, I've made 3 of them so far, but I want to make a whole bunch more to use just to clip into journals. So that's what that's all about. But let me show you how I did those pocket pages. Okay, so basically you want to find you want to find a book where it's like twice the size of your journal, right? Like this would be the size that you're looking at to use in, say, like a mini journal, right? So I would say use some kind of book page that's relatively sturdy, like got some weight to it, you know. Let me see. I've got, oh my God, I have so many book pages out here on the table. So like something like this, where, you know, this paper's got some weight to it. So let's do that one. And then so this one I'm just going to fold in half like that. Okay, so this is going to be like, just pretend like this is the size of my journal, you know. If it's slightly larger, you can always trim it, like you know, trim a couple of the sides, but trying to avoid that. I want to use something that's slightly thinner, like a little bit thinner paper. So I am going to use some of this dictionary. Yeah, so I think that, let's see, is that enough? I don't think that's wide enough. I need something a little bit wider than that. Maybe this. So this is one of those old Japanese math books. And the paper is pretty thin too, so it's nice. Okay, so it's basically just any page where the pages are still connected. Okay, so you're going to fold it in half, and then your smaller ones, you want to fold those also in half. And these are single, these don't have to be double. So like if your, you know, page is ripped apart or whatever, and you definitely want to use book pages where they're not brittle, you know, you need to be able to fold them. So obviously, okay, so both of those I just folded in half, and then I'm going to fold it about, I would say, I don't know, just shy of that edge. Okay. And then I'm going to fold again and make another little, just a small fold across that way. And then like a, you know, kind of a thin fold that way. And then just to give it some strength and to hold that little edge down too, I'm just going to fold that over and, you know, glue it down. So if you're like me and you're making, you know, 40 of these, then, you know, just line up all your pages, do all your folding, and then do all your gluing, and then just kind of assemble them. So then you want to refold that so it's like this. So this is going to be 2 more pockets. Now you could do this where, no, that wouldn't work. So you could do this where you just put this like that, you know, and then you just have 1 pocket on each side, but that's not really what I'm going for. So, so this is going to actually sit on the edge of this page. I think I'm going to trim this a little bit narrower, because I want this to actually go all the way to the center. So I'm just going to eyeball this and cut this slightly smaller. What I did when I made, you know, all those other ones was I just put them on the paper trimmer, and I actually cut them all to the right width. So anyway, so then that's going to sit on here like that. And then I'm going to stitch this across here and up the center. So it's going to give me 2 pockets on each side, and then I'll have this center. So I'll do the same thing on this one. I hope this is I hope this is even a little bit interesting. I don't know if it will be. But I just want to show you guys, this is kind of like a variation on that idea with making that kind of like pocket that, you know, like if you wanted to make a stuffed pocket or whatever. But this is, I think, a good way to make that sort of thing, but make them pages that you can like insert into a signature easily. And it's not too thick too, like, because that's always a consideration when I make stuff like this. Like, I don't want to just make it super bulky. I want it to still be thin enough that, you know, it's not taking up all the space in the journal. And of course I've cut these. I cut that too narrow. So now I just got to trim this a teeny bit. It would be much better if I had done this on the paper trimmer. And then I would just take these and this all together, put this on my trimmer and cut them all at once. Okay. So then I've got these little pocket pieces, and one will go on this side, one will go on this side. And then, you know, this will be open. I'll stitch here and then up the center, and then here and up the center. Like I said, you could totally do this just with glue and, you know, no stitching at all. To make it easier to access this center pocket, I've been just folding this down. This is exactly what Karla did. And I couldn't find Joey's video. I looked, like, I mean, I searched and looked and stuff all over her channel, and I couldn't find it. I don't know how far back it was. But anyway, this is exactly the same thing that Karla did with folding these little edges. So I'm folding these all to the center now. Okay. And then I'm going to glue these down. And it's just to, you know, just to tack it down. It, you know, it doesn't have to be like perfect, you know. Anyway, okay, so that's that. This goes here. This goes here. And then you do your stitching. So if you want to, like, you could stitch along these edges before you assemble this, you know, just so you could have a row of stitching along there. This little section here, this little piece on the end, right here on the edge, is open. So, you know, if that bothers you, then, you know, I don't know, maybe add a little tab there or something. Like, that might be kind of cute to add a little tab right on that that edge or something, you know, right there. So that's an option. Anyway, so I made a whole ton of those, and I am going to be using those in the Reader's Digest. And I don't know if I'm going to embellish them a lot or a little, or what I'm going to do. But I thought it would be kind of fun to do this with a very, like, really small, you know what I mean? And use some of my smaller book pages. So let's see if I can pull that together real quick, okay? And then make it into like a little journal I've got all these little books, you guys, and I don't know. I never use these pages because I just leave them sitting on my shelf and I don't want to tear them apart, you know, but I got to. At some point, I just have to do what I intended with these books. I think what I'll do is I'm going to gut a whole bunch of these smaller books and make some mini journals out of them. I really have had a hard time with tearing these up because these are two of my favorites. But I love this little dictionary. I love the coloration on the pages. But I love the cover, and I think the cover would be so cute as a journal. But look at this one, this little illustrated dictionary. Look at how many images are in here. I mean, it's just tons. So anyway, so that one too. It's one of my other favorites. Anyway, so let's make a little small one. A little small pocket page. I think it works the best if you find books that are the same size, right? Like, you know, basically the same size. Let's do, this is one of my other favorite dictionaries. It's I think it's Latin. No, it's Italian English dictionary. Anyway, so you really only need like 2 pages. You know, this is going to be slightly too small than this, but that's okay. I can trim that one. So I'm just going to tear these, and I know these need to get folded in half. I was thinking about just doing this on a live stream, but it's like, I don't know, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, so nobody would be up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so those are folded in half. This is going to get folded in half. And then, since I know this, I need this part to be the same width as these. I'm just going to hold that up to the edge there and trim it off just a little bit. I think it'd be fun to I'm just going to make like a little notebook or something and use this in it. Just tuck some little tags and stuff into it. Just playing around. So many book pages that I love, and I just think this is such a great way to use them so that people, when they see the finished product or whatever, they can actually see the pages, you know, rather than always tearing them up for collage, because you can only tear up so many book pages and use them in collages, right? So some of these, for me, some of this book page paper it's a little bit precious. So I guess that's part of it for me. Okay, so then I want to make my little pockets for the sides. Especially like the illustrated dictionary pages. I just love those. Okay, fold that one down. That one down. I love doing little tiny things, little teeny projects. I should make some just little dinky miniature ones and then fold it like that. I mean, if you don't want to bother with folding that over, you know, obviously you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to do anything, but I just like that it makes it a little bit more sturdy, a little more stable, a little stronger. So the president's got COVID, and all I can say is, I told you. You know, I mean, I hope he gets better, and I hope Melania gets better. But, you know, it's like everybody tried to tell you you're not invincible. So let me just say, anybody who thinks that COVID is a hoax, it's not. It's not. It's not. Okay. So then these go, see, because so now they fit, and they're not too short. They're just right. All right. And I'm just going to glue this, because I said you could do it with glue, and I meant that you can do it with glue. You know? Somebody asked if I could link these little glue bottles, and I can definitely do that. Okay. So I'm just going to do a skiff of glue on each one of these each side where I've got the double pockets. Oh, I guess I have to glue this one down too. Okay. Let me tack this down on both sides of this one. I guess it's a little bit more tedious doing with the glue, but not really. I think gluing things makes things more sturdy anyway, so. Because if you just rely on stitching alone, stitching can come out, you know, over time. It's possible. Anyway, so I will link these little, if I can find them. I'm pretty sure I got them on Amazon. So I'll link those in the description for you guys. I just like the little tiny bottles because they're easier to control, better than that big giant bottle that I have. Okay, so there's my little pocket. And then it's so cute. I thought I could just do like a little notebook. Use some random paper scraps and stuff. Let's see, what's the size on this? Let's go. So this is 4 inches. So let's make it 4.5. Oops. 4.5 by, so this is, the pocket's 3 inches wide. So let's go 3 1/4. So we'll say 6.5 and fold that in half. I gotta move these. So 4.5. I have way too much stuff on my desk right now, you guys. Okay. 4.5 by 6.5. then let's fold this. I'm going to score it because it is kind of thick. Okay, so 3 1/4. Yeah, just a little notebook. Yeah, and that'll fit in there perfect. I could make another little like pocket on the inside front covers too. I'm just going to glue, just to cover up all this white, I'm just going to glue a book page onto this inside cover. I don't know. I just thought it would be fun to make a little project start to finish, you know, with you guys. Okay. So that's the let's grab another one of those pages to use in the little notebook. And then let me grab some other offcuts. Let's use one of those and then one kind of wider one. There's a lot of just coffee dyed paper in here. Let's use one of those. One of those. And a piece of, at least one piece of ledger. Okay, so here's our little notebook. So this is how I kind of, when I'm doing something like this and I just want to do it quick, just hold the cover up there, fold your papers, and then you know everything's going to fit. I'm going to do another one of these because I love this ledger. I love all those, the numbers, you know. Okay, and then let's just fold this one in half. And then we can fold in the edges if we want to. I mean me. Fold that one. Okay, this one I'm going to fold like that and then just fold both sides in. And then I think this one I'm actually going to make into 2 pages. I'll fold one a little shorter than the other. And then this one we'll do like that. Like that. Like that. Just going to trim off the very edge of this paper. Okay. A lot of these are folding in. That's okay, because that way, like with a little notebook like this, it's nice to have those pages folded in so you can have more writing space, I think. Okay, and then let's put these together. Put in our pocket page. I'm going to do this one so it'll just kind of expand out like that. And then this ledger in the center. Okay, so that's sticking out just a little bit. I guess I have to use the sewing machine. Maybe I don't need to use the sewing machine. I can do it without the sewing machine. Hold on. I would normally just stitch that up on the machine, but I think I'm going to do it like this. Because it's fast. Don't need much. This is some wax linen that I got at the thrift store. It's really cool. I've been sort of hoarding it too. Okay. Here we go. I accidentally cut that piece off when I trimmed the edge there. Okay. Make my first hole, take that out. I'm holding it real tight. Come from the outside. Depends on if you want your knot on the inside or the outside, whether you do that or not, but I kind of like having my knot on the outside. Sometimes. Not always. Just 2 holes. I mean, it's just a little notebook, right? I mean, I could probably make 50 of these in a day, right? Just lining everything up. Maybe hang some buttons on these or some little charms or something. I could even just glue like a little, just glue some, like 2 book pages together. Wait, let me use a different. Let's use these. I want to make a pocket on the inside cover. And just to make it a little more sturdy. Okay. And then I can just eyeball this too. I don't even have to. When this glue dries, this will be a lot more sturdy. It's pretty thin, but you know, I mean, it's just a little tiny notebook. It's not like it has to handle a lot of weight. And then I'll just glue this in. On the front, and then do this one on the back. Just a little bit of art glitter glue. I'm telling you, it'll hold. Okay. Then we can just maybe add, well, like this little piece that I accidentally cut off from the ledger, and this little piece, and keep those, stick them in the pocket. And then we could just do like a little flower on the front or something. Just like a little flower. Oh, that's too big. There, I like that. This is wallpaper. I got like a whole roll of it. I think I put some of it in the kits last month. I think I gave everybody a piece of it. I'm not sure. Oh no, I made washi tape with it. And it's in the mini journals that I just made. Anyway. Okay, just glue that on the front. So pretty. Maybe a label. Oh, the cow sleeps in the cow barn. Perfect. Just tie a little piece of seam binding around it maybe, or just, you know, even just like a little piece of baker's twine or something. So then I can just add little scraps and stuff. Isn't that cute? It's so cute. I think I want to round the corners. Oh, great. Now I'm going to have to make 100 of these. Could do some inking and whatnot, but yeah, see how quick you can make a little journal, and it's got tons of little pockets. I love that little book pocket. So I would just take a pen like this. This is like a Sharpie or something, and just make some stitching lines. so weird that he has COVID. It's just so weird. Honestly, did not think that was going to happen. But you know, nobody is invincible, right? So anyway, so see, I think that looks kind of cool. And then, yeah, like I said, do some inking. Could even do just like a piece of elastic around that's not even attached. Put a little charm on it, maybe. Or not. I have tons of elastic now because when people started making masks, it was like impossible to find elastic online or at Joann's or anything. So I ordered some big rolls of it, anticipating that, you know, elastic was going to not be available for the rest of my life. Anyway, so there we go. But mostly I just wanted you guys to maybe get some inspiration to use some of your book pages to do stuff with, because, you know, you might not have a bunch of scrapbook paper. You might not have all kinds of pretty books with flower images and all kinds of things like that. But, you know, I love the neutral tones of book pages and newsprint and stuff like that. I just, and if you enjoy making books, making journals, or journaling, and that's something that you love to do, you can make one pretty fast. I mean, that was like a half an hour, you know. And I could always make this bigger too, and it wouldn't take any more time, I don't think. But yeah, so maybe I'll embellish this a little bit more, maybe add a couple more tabs and things like that. And you don't need a sewing machine, and you can make something look like it's stitched. Maybe I'll do that around the edge of the journal too, you know. I think that might be cool. Just doodle on it, you know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think, and I will be back sooner than later. Oh, there's still some of the monthly minis in my shop if you would like to look at them. And also all of your listings for the monthly journal kit, those are all active now in my Etsy shop. So I'll put a link in the description so you can go find your listing and pay that. And then I will get those shipped out around the 15th. If I don't see that it got paid before like the 4th or the 5th, then I'll try to send you the link in an email, kind of like as a reminder. But if it's not paid by the 5th, then I guess I'll just, you know, I'll just take you off the list or something. So, okay. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.